Well, good evening and welcome if you are new to Wellness with Ikram channel, and welcome back if you are returning. And I mostly do my videos in Somali language, but lately I been doing some in English. And actually, the reason I started doing it more in English is because my son, a wise man, had asked me. He made a comment about how my videos are tailored to a specific group of people, and him not being a Somali speaker, he doesn't understand what I'm saying, or he doesn't fully understand. So he was like, maybe you should do some videos in English. And I thought that actually is a great idea because I also know that there is a younger Somalis that can benefit from it as well. So here we go. So today the topic I chose to talk about is borderline personality disorder. And I do work with a lot of individuals who have a borderline personality disorder. And I really do enjoy working with them because they really do have intense emotions, and I enjoy working with that intensity, I guess. And they kind of keep you on your toes. You just never know what the day's gonna look like with them. So but I like that. I think it's very exciting to me, and it just keeps me young and moving. So that's what I do. So I love it. Anyways, it's good to know. I think that 1% of the general population struggle with borderline personality disorder. 70% of them are women. So the majority of people who struggle with borderline personality or have that diagnosis are women. Borderline is a mental disorder that is characterized by unstable mood, behavior, and relationships. So a lot of people ask about what is the cause of borderline, and why does a person have such a personality? And it's really hard to pinpoint the cause of borderline personality because there is no one single reason. But at least in my experience, there has been individuals with borderline personality have trauma experience, and they also grow up in an environment that has been invalidating. So that causes it. Some of the cases are genetic. So if mom had a borderline personality, there's a big chance that the daughter will have a borderline personality as well. And sometimes there is also, brain issues that might also cause it. So how do we know that somebody has a borderline personality? It is important to know that really look for we cannot diagnose people. If you're not a professional, you should not be diagnosing people. And as I talk about some of the characteristics or signs of a person with borderline personality, you cannot the average person shall not diagnose anyone. So let's talk about treatment before I talk about symptoms or signs. People ask, is there treatment for borderline personality disorder? There is and there isn't. So there is no medication for the personality disorder. A lot of times you will see people with borderline personality are on medication, but most likely they are on medication because of depression, maybe because of an anxiety, to treat some other features with PTSD, but it's not necessarily for the personality disorder. There is treatment such as dialectical behavioral therapy or DBT helps with borderline personality, and what it does is it's a skill building. So it teaches the individual skills like interpersonal skills, distress tolerance skills, and so on and so forth. I used to run actually a group, a DBT group, and one of our logo was skills, not pills. So there's no pills that you can take for personality disorder, but there are skills that might be helpful. Now let's talk a little bit about what are the signs or characteristics of a person with borderline personality. So the first one would be fear of abandonment. So individuals with borderline personality are afraid that they will be abandoned, they will be left. So a lot of times you will notice that they will put a lot of effort to avoid that abandonment, which means they will do things that will maybe cause a person to break up with them, or they will cut you off before you cut them off. they're very protective. So it's like, I'm not gonna wait until he cuts me off, you know, or she cuts me off. I'm gonna just not gonna respond to them anymore. I'm not gonna talk to them anymore. I'm done with them, kind of thing. So number two, there's unstable, intense interpersonal relationships. So they go extreme from I love you to I hate you in matter of maybe days. So they can meet somebody and they will idealize that person, and that can be their favorite person in the world. And then shortly after, they will hate that person. They can't stand them. They don't want to hear from them again. So they have very unstable, intense interpersonal relationships. Number three, unstable self-image. So individuals with borderline personality, you will find a pattern of struggles with self-image and how they view themselves. You know, just not being happy with their physical appearance, feeling like they just never get enough. Another thing you will notice is impulsivity. So they're very impulsive. They can maybe engage in behaviors such as like spending too much, or hypersexuality, or substance use, or binge eating, you know, reckless driving, you name it. But they're very impulsive, and sometimes I feel like it's you know, that feeling of, which is the next step, is that chronic feeling of emptiness, and trying to fulfill that emptiness by, you know, giving it too much food, or engaging in, you know, sexual activity, and so on and so forth. You'll also notice with people with borderline personality have recurrent suicidal behaviors, or gestures, or, you know, self-injurious behaviors. So a lot of them engage in behaviors like cutting and you know, punching and burning, and, you know, doing a lot of drugs. It's just things that are harmful to them, and sometimes they will physically harm themselves to just for a reason or another, whatever. Some of them are, it's like relief some kind of stress and emotional distress that they're experiencing. Others is attention. So whatever the cause is, they do engage in a lot of risky behaviors, including suicidal behaviors. And I think that was the last one of some of the characteristics of borderline personality disorder. I hope this is helpful. If you have any comments, please write below. And if you have not subscribed, please make sure you subscribe so you can get the most recent updates and videos. Thank you, and wellness with Ikram.